Dober dan, spoštovane gostje, spoštovani gosti. Hvala, da ste se odzvali našemu povabilu in dobrodošli na prvem zelenem koktajlu. Današnji dan smo organizirali, ker smo se v bistvu znašli v krizi. V podnebni krizi in iščemo rešitve. Za začetek bi vas vprašala, koliko od vas prisotnih ste že prepričani in menite, da smo v podnebni krizi? Če dvignete roke. V bistvu skoraj, čisto vsi. Ne bo dobro, če se nam bo podnebna kriza sestavila še z gospodarsko. Obeh zdajle ne bomo reševali, ampak vsaj za podnebno bomo probali najti nekaj potencialnih izzivov za reševanje. Torej smo v času, ko se dnevno govori o trajnosti, o krožnem gospodarstvu, sprejema se globalne in nacionalne zaveze, cilje, predpise za doseganje podnebne nevtralnosti, tako do leta 2030, kot še bolj strateško do 2050. Ampak konstantna gospodarska rast ima drugačne kazalnike. V bistvu dosegamo rekorde. Lanski kazalniki po kazalnikih Evropske agencije za energijo so pokazali, da je bilo največ porabljene energije v lani napram ostalim letom. Največ fosilnih goriv. In tudi z emisijami smo v bistvu dosegli rekord. Za 1,7% so bile emisije toplogrednih plinov višje kot leto pred tem. Torej kaže, da porabo naravnega kapitala zemlje in odpadkov konstantno povečujemo, ampak dosti možnosti nimamo več, ker imamo pač res samo en planet. Defosilizacija in dekarbonizacija pa sta tako rekoč v bistvu največji projekt naše civilizacije. In ne bo ga lahko rešiti, ampak verjemimo, da smo ta generacija, ki nam mora uspeti, ker se ne moramo zapisati v zgodovino kot tista generacija, ki je naredila samo slabo. Ampak pri izvajanju tega projekta nam ne bo uspelo, če se bomo zgledovali le po zavezah Pariškega podnebnega sporazuma ali pa 17 ciljev Združenih narodov. Enostavno spremeniti moramo sebe, spremeniti moramo navade in vrednote. Podnebno krizo moramo videti kot priložnost. Priložnost za spremembe, priložnost, da naši družbi in civilizaciji zagotovimo zdravje in kakovostno bivanje in nenazadnje, da tudi najdemo gospodarski model, ki bo bolj vzdržen in trajnosten. Za začetek bi povabila k prvim uvodnim besedam še našega predsednika sveta zavoda, magistra Roka Vodnika, da pozdravi in pove, kje smo začeli in kam gremo. Hvala, Rok.
Ja, Ana, najlepša hvala. Predvsem dobrodošli tudi iz moje strani. Približno 7 let nazaj smo 3 podjetja ustanovili, takrat Center energetskih rešitev, bolj z namenom začeti s promocijo učinkovite rabe energije in tehnologij na tem področju med podjetji, med ljudmi. V teh 7 letih je CER absolutno prerasel to, tudi prerasel naša pričakovanja, ki smo jih na tem področju imeli. Danes imamo preko 30 članov, pogovarjamo se s številnimi novimi člani, kreiramo nove vsebine, nove dogodke. Smo tudi eden od nosilcev vsebin postali na samem Blejskem forumu v okviru Green Tech, zelenih tehnologij sekcije, kar je vse skupaj na koncu dokaz, da se nas vedno več zaveda, da smo priča podnebni krizi, da je potrebno ukrepati, da je to področje aktualno in da ga praktično nihče več ne more ignorirati. Kot sem rekel, pridružujejo se nam člani tudi popolnoma iz novih segmentov, kot na primer tudi finančna industrija, v kateri, ko smo to ustanavljali, absolutno nismo razmišljali. Tako da, ja, smo priča podnebni krizi, smo priča temu, da moramo začeti ukrepati, mlajše generacije dejansko to tudi od nas pričakujejo in se vedno aktivneje v to tudi vključujejo. Kot CER organiziramo tudi dogodke, delavnice, kot je ena takih danes, in predstavlja nek kamenček v celotnem mozaiku. Danes vidimo razvoj CER-ove platforme še veliko bolj ambiciozno, še veliko bolj svetlo in verjamemo, da bomo tudi v prihodnosti lahko ponujali nove vsebine in bom rekel področja možnosti za sodelovanje. Tako da še enkrat hvala lepa za današnjo udeležbo in verjamem, da bomo tudi iz te delavnice izvlekli nekaj koristnega. Predvsem pa se bomo tudi spoznali in pogovarjali, kako naprej. Hvala.
Hvala. Hvala, Rok, hvala za vso podporo do zdaj in celo gonilo tako tebi kot predsedniku sveta zavoda, ki ga danes žal ni z nami, ampak je nekje sredi Atlantika in pluje z vetrom iz Evrope v Ameriko, tako da bomo enkrat prisluhnili tudi njegovi zgodbi. Gregor Benčina, v bistvu sem pozabila omeniti ime, Gregor Benčina, podpredsednik sveta zavoda CER. Današnji dogodek pa je kot izobraževanje namenjen tudi dvigu kompetenc vseh kadrov v podjetjih, tisti, ki lahko prispevate aktivno k temu, da postanejo podjetja bolj trajnostna in ponujajo rešitve. Dogodek smo pripravili v soorganizaciji s kompetenčnim centrom za inovativne stavbe. To je generacija tretjih kompetenčnih centrov, ki so bili letos izbrani s strani Javnega štipendijskega, razvojnega, invalidskega in preživninskega sklada Republike Slovenije in Ministrstva za delo, družino, socialne zadeve in enake možnosti. Projekt pa podpira Republika Slovenija in Evropska unija iz Evropskega socialnega sklada. V imenu nosilnega partnerja bi povabila dr. Besednjaka z podjetja Kronoterm tudi za par uvodnih besed.
Lep pozdrav vsem skupaj. Tako kot je Ana povedala, prihajam iz podjetja Kronoterm, smo nosilni partner kompetenčnega centra za razvoj kadrov v inovativnih stavbah. Tokrat že tretjič sodelujemo v kompetenčnem centru, okrog kompetenčnega centra se nas je zbralo in že v tretjem sklicu sodeluje nekaj podjetij. Zadovoljni smo z medsebojnim sodelovanjem in ko smo pripravljali tretji sklic kompetenčnega centra, smo se odločili, da pogledamo malo širše in smo se zato odločili, da se tudi na nek način povežemo s centrom za energetske rešitve. In moram povedati, da če želimo in težimo k trajnostnim rešitvam, potem moramo iskati znanje in kompetence na vseh področjih. In tudi v okviru kompetenčnega centra se trudimo, da teh znanj čim več pridobimo, da si izmenjamo čim več izkušenj in šele, ko z neko časovno distanco pogledamo, kje smo recimo bili pred 4 leti, vidimo, kaj smo uspeli v tem času prehoditi in vidimo, da lahko sodelujemo, čeprav pregovorno nismo nagnjeni k sodelovanju, ampak najdemo vedno neke skupne rešitve, ki prinesejo v končni fazi zadovoljstvo tako podjetjem, kot tudi zaposlenim v podjetju. Toliko z moje strani. Hvala.
Hvala. Uvodoma bom samo par predstavitev naredila še o CER-u in kompetenčnem centru, tako da prejšnji teden smo bili soočeni kar v Sloveniji z drastičnim dvigom vode in dejansko to je tu pri nas in tudi globalno. Ukrepati moramo in v CER-u vidimo v bistvu zelene tehnologije kot en odgovor na vso krizo, ki smo ji priča. Tako da v lanskem letu smo v bistvu začeli z iniciativo Green Tech z različnimi aktivnostmi. Pod zelene tehnologije, čiste tehnologije, tukaj obstaja več različnih terminov, okoljsko manj obremenjujoče tehnologije, smatramo vse storitve, procese in produkte, tako da dejansko vsi spadamo pod to in imamo možnost se transformirati. Zasledujemo trende, ki so trajnost, izhajajo zelene tehnologije iz znanja in seveda povezujejo povsod tudi vidik digitalizacije. In kot smo omenili, naša ena prednost je, da pokrivamo različne sektorje. Začelo se je s področja gradnje, razširilo na mobilnost, energetiko, Vidimo potencial tudi na kmetijstvu, dodajajo se nam napredni materiali, medicina, finance in cel poligon je tukaj odprt. Z partnerji se pogovarjamo, iščemo, kje so problemi, kako na njih reagirati in kakšne predloge podajati, da se ukrepi za zeleno gospodarstvo lahko pospešijo. Kot je omenjeno, ponosni smo, da imamo zdaj 36 članov, od velikih do malih podjetij, od mednarodnih korporacij do izjemnih slovenskih podjetij in tudi nevladne organizacije in raziskovalne razvojne, torej tudi Jožef Štefan smo ponosni, organizacije iz Bruslja in res vabljeni, da se nam pridružite ob tej priliki. Hvala vsem članom sveta zavoda, vsem članom aktivnim, ki sodelujete na delavnicah, na dogodkih in podajate usmeritve, kam riniti ta voz, da bo šel hitreje. Kot smo omenili, en izmed naših aktivnosti so tudi projekti. Letos smo bili uspešni na razpisu za kompetenčni center. Tudi tukaj imamo 28 izjemnih partnerjev in tekom 33 mesecev v bistvu bomo delali na področju kompetenc, od prehoda na zeleno gospodarstvo, uvajanja sprememb, organizacij, vodenja, prenosa znanja, mentorstva. En velik del bo posvečen vsebini, torej širšemu vidiku trajnostne gradnje skozi celo verigo vrednosti in tudi digitalizacijo in avtomatizacijo. Aktivnosti CER-a skušamo obračati, da so čim bolj večstransko usmerjene, da je čim več dialoga med člani in komunikacije navzven. Eden izmed naših vidikov je tudi internacionalizacija in naša vizija je, da bi Slovenija postala stičišče razvoja zelenih tehnologij. Zato moramo biti močni navznoter in močni navzven. Vrednote, kot sem omenila, so tiste, ki nas povezujejo in ena od teh, da sodelujemo, je tudi ta, da smo danes tukaj. Tudi na promociji zelenih tehnologij delamo in eno je pa še ta, da v bistvu dogodke, ki jih organiziramo, želimo organizirati s čim manjšim odtisom in odpadki, tako da tudi danes hvala vsem podpornikom tega dogodka. Odločili smo se, da enostavno ne bomo šli v neke tiskovine in dodatna darilca, kljub temu, da je to prednovoletni dogodek, ampak vam bomo po mailu njihove zelene tehnološke rešitve pošiljali, vas obveščali in korkol boste želeli, se obrnite na njih, ker imajo res kakovostne produkte. Tako da to so naši današnji partnerji, ki veliko vlagajo v svoj razvoj, od mobilnosti, gradnje, povezovanja, torej BMW, BTC, City, Knauf Insulation, Lumar, PDP Slovenija, Siemens, Wienerberger in Velux, tako da res hvala vsem in v kratkem bomo na njihovih zelenih tehnologijah še več delali na ozaveščanju. Sedaj pa nadaljujemo z prvim uvodnim predavanjem z dr. Tjašo M. Sekundo bom sam prebrala še, Tjaša. Dr. Tjaša M. je psihologinja z doktoratom iz psihoterapije na Dunajski univerzi Sigmund Freud. Doma in v tujini se je podiplomsko izobraževala iz različnih psihoterapevtskih pristopov, trenutno pa se ukvarja s psihoterapijo in psihološkim svetovanjem kot samostojni strokovnjak na področju mentalnega zdravja. Sodeluje z raznolikimi populacijami, od kliničnih do tistih, ki potrebujejo zgolj podporo pri prilagoditvah na nove razmere v njihovem življenju. Njeno življenje je zaznamovala slepota zaradi bolezni pri 24. Jaz pa sem jo imela priliko spoznati pred parimi tedni in v bistvu zgodba, ki ste jo predstavila, da krize v življenju so, ni vprašanje, ali bodo prišle, dejstvo je, da prihajajo in na njih se moramo pripraviti in to je tudi eden izmed današnjih sporočil, kjer nam mogoče pomagate najti nekaj odgovorov. Tjaša, pridem s tebe. se mogoče vse, ker tudi snemamo. Dela? Dela.
Slišimo? Ja, super.
Doktor Tjaša Kos, za začetek bi prosila, če nam lahko predstavite svojo življenjsko zgodbo. Kakšen drugačen uvid v življenje ste doživela, kar niste načrtovala in kakšno je vaše poslanstvo danes?
Ja, najprej tako, jaz sem zelo vesela, da sem lahko tukaj. Upam, da bomo skupaj uspeli dati nekaj motivacije, nekaj spodbude, nekaj elana za radostno sprejemanje življenjskih sprememb. Običajno se življenjskih sprememb najprej ustrašimo. Tudi jaz sem se jih. Jaz sem bila do 24. leta ena zelo navadna, povprečna, recimo temu, mlada ženska, bilo me je povsod polno, zelo rada sem potovala, rada sem imela umetnost, veliko sem slikala, veliko sem brala. In slepota ali pa recimo sploh težave, to je bilo nekaj, kar se dogaja tam nekje, ljudem na televiziji ali pa v romanih. Potem je pa pri 24 nenadoma zaradi neke zelo redke bolezni se je zgodilo, da sem se zbudila v temi. Prognoza je bila zelo slaba, rekli so, da bom najverjetneje inkontinentna, nepokretna. Pri vsem tem se je zdela slepota nekako še najmanjša težava. Kaj je takrat doživljala moja mama, moja družina, jaz sem edinka, si ne upam misliti. Upam, da tega kot mama 3 otrok nikoli ne bom izvedela. Zame se je zagotovo podrl svet. Tisto, kar je prej obstajalo, je nenadoma v delčku sekunde izginilo. Z veliko podpore in spletu srečnih naključij, pravijo pa tudi, da zaradi moje trme, ja, to je bila glavni greh mojega otroštva, so se počasi začele stvari sestavljati, naučila sem se brajice, se naučila uporabljati računalnik, belo palico, šla študirati, najprej psihologijo, potem psihoterapijo. Naposled sem po nekaj različnih izobraževanjih iz psihoterapije doktorirala na Dunaju iz pozitivne psihologije, to zelo rada poudarjam, ker me to zelo blizu. Zdaj pa sem, vmes so se zgodili 3 otroci, najstarejši je star 11, najmanjši je 3,5. In trenutno delam v samostojni terapevtski praksi za posamezniki, pari, skupinami. Skušam pomagati ljudem, jih motivirati za to, da vidijo prepreke, ki nas vse doletijo na naši življenjski poti, bolj kot kamne, na katere stopijo in sežejo više, ne pa kot kamne, čez katere se spotaknejo in obležijo.
Hvala. Zelo ste pogumna.
Spletne ključi.
Zdaj pa, ker je danes delavnica in je namenjen dogodek aktivnosti in novim izkušnjam, da stopimo izven cone ugodja, za vas smo pripravili maske za oči, ki imajo več pomenov, od tega, da bojo lahko zvečer vam služili za počitek, ampak v kolikor imate energijo in pogum, vas vabim, da si jih date zdaj čez vaše oči in ste v bistvu v enaki poziciji kot doktor Kosova.
Če si kdo upa. Moja mama, ki je šla v okviru moje rehabilitacije enkrat na eno tako delavnico, se je dala gor masko in je potem tako po parih minutah vsa zgrožena rekla: "Joj, Marija, kako gre to vse hitro." Tako da...
Tjaša, vsi imajo gor.
Wow, to je pogum. Super, hvala za pripravljenost.
Danes smo tu zaradi podnebne krize, ki ne moremo več zanikati, to sem že povedala. Kako se pripraviti krizena v življenju? Vi kot psihoterapevtka, kako pripraviti vodje podjetij na podnebno krizo in še vedno videti priložnosti? In na kratko, kateri resursi, viri so tisti, iz katerih človek črpa v krizi?
Ja, mi vedno znova, tudi to, kar nam kaže sodobne raziskave, je to, da eno je znanje, ampak znanje je mrtev kapital, če nimamo zadaj usposobljenih, fleksibilnih kadrov. To, kar bomo mi potrebovali, zato da bomo kos spremembam, edina stalnica, ki nas dejansko čaka v naši prihodnosti, so spremembe. To, kar bomo potrebovali, je mentalna fleksibilnost. To je tudi to, kar vedno znova kažejo psihološke raziskave. Mentalna fleksibilnost, tole prilagodljivost in pa investicija v kadre. Zadovoljni kadri, takšni, ki bodo vztrajali v podjetju in ki bodo dovolj mentalno fleksibilni, da bodo iskali nove rešitve, da se ne bodo togo oklepali nekih uhojenih poti, neke strukture. To je to, kar mi danes vemo, tudi na področju mentalnega zdravja, je to, kar najvišje korelira z občutkom sreče, zadovoljstva. Se pravi to, da smo odprti za spremembe in pripravljeni sprejemati nove izzive.
Tjaša, najlepša hvala za ta pogled. V situaciji, v kateri ste se znašla, ste se morala priučiti novim tehnologijam. Naprimer Braillova pisava, računalnik, novi računalniški programi. V našem centru smo prepričani, da so zelene tehnologije odgovor na podnebno krizo. So okoljsko bolj sprejemljive in družbeno bolj odgovorne. Vendar do novih tehnologij imamo ljudje pogosto odpor, se jih težko priučimo, čeprav včasih tudi ne. Kako ste vi usvojila nove tehnologije in kaj vam pomenijo?
Ja, tukaj jaz se jasno spomnim, ko sem oslepela in potem, jaz sem bila takrat seveda zelo obupana, zdelo se mi je, da se je moje življenje končalo. In takrat so me prišli tolažiti in so mi razlagali, kako se bo vse uredilo, kako se bom jaz naučila uporabljati računalnik. In meni se je to takrat zdelo kot ena neslana šala, ker se mi je zdelo, da za računalnik pa seveda moraš videti, ne? Kaj bom zdaj jaz, slepa kot kar z računalnikom. Danes je računalnik moj zvesti spremljevalec, nikamor ne grem brez njega, ker naprej ga vlačem s sabo kot mačka mlade. Tako da mogoče za uporabo novih tehnologij najprej potrebujemo izkušnjo. Šele pozitivna nova izkušnja nas bo motivirala. Mene se dnevno dogaja, da prihajam v stik z ljudmi, ki še nikoli niso videli slepe osebe. Jaz se veliko gibam pač v svetu videčih, pridem, ne vem, v trgovino, ki je treba, recimo zadnjič je bilo treba pomirati kopalke. In tam je bila neka simpatična prodajalka, ki zagotovo še nikoli v življenju ni imela stika s slepo osebo. Ampak moja izkušnja je ta, da po nekaj minutah, če sem jaz odprta in če je drugi človek količkaj odprt, zadrega mine in običajno so te stiki zelo lepi, zelo bogati za nas vse. Tako da jaz mislim, da je ena pomembna točka to, da si dovolimo izkušnjo, da si dovolimo priti v stik z novimi tehnologijami, z novimi načini, premagati zadrege, premagati predsodke in to nas odpira za nova doživetja.
Tukaj bi še eno vprašanje dodala. A je prostor okrog vas, ali je prilagojen različnim osebam z oviranostmi? Dovolj dobro, že v Sloveniji, ali pa opažate napredek, ali kaj bi najrajše želela, da bi se še izboljšalo pa prilagodilo?
Jaz sem oslepela pred skoraj 20 leti. Tako da jaz v teh 20 letih opažam eno veliko spremembo, seveda tudi na področju zunanjih prilagoditev. Ampak bolj kot to se mene dotakne, se zdi meni pomembna sprememba v zavesti ljudi. mislim, da je tisto, kar je največji, najpomembnejši doprinos, to, da se je začela zavest ljudi spreminjati, da inkluzija, integracija niso več neke tujke. Ko sem jaz, ne vem, oslepela ali pa rečemo pred 30-40 leti, če si oslepel, si vezel košare ali pa, ne vem, vezel metle, če si imel srečo, ali si bil pa berač. Za danes je to, da mladi slepi študirajo, več ali manj nekaj samoumevnega. In to, ko grem jaz kdaj, ki je sama s palico, da mi ljudje pristopijo, mi pomagajo čez cesto, da se me ljudje ne ustrašijo, ko pridem, ne vem, v neko okolje. Jaz mislim, da so to orjaške spremembe, ki so meni bolj pomembne, kot to, da imamo avtobuse, ki se spustijo dol, ki se znižajo, ali pa da lahko imamo možnost premagovati razne arhitektonske ovire. Seveda so tudi te prilagoditve pomembne, ampak zopet, brez človeškega faktorja, brez spremembe v zavesti ljudi, so arhitektonske spremembe marto kapital. Človek je tisti, ki šteje.
Tako. In stopiti iz cone ugodja je v bistvu tudi en kar velik izziv, navajeni smo, težko nam je to narediti. Če pa preideva na trajnost, kako bi z vašega vidika lahko motivirali ljudi, da bi se odločali biti bolj trajnostni, da ne bi ostali samo načelni, ali se nam res more zgoditi neka tako huda kriza v življenju, da nas tako prizadene, da se šele takrat zavedamo, da moramo spremeniti. A se lahko prej pripravimo?
Jaz osebno zelo verjamem v dobro v ljudeh, tako da jaz verjamem, da ne rabimo gajžle, zato da se začnemo spreminjati. Dejstvo pa je, da smo ljudje najbolj motivirani za spremembe takrat, kadar nam je težko. To, kar mi vemo iz organizacijske psihologije, je to, da vrednote prispevajo na enem deklarativnem posrednem nivoju. Kar bolj motivira je klima, se pravi vpliv sodelavcev, predvsem pa vpliv vodij, se pravi to, kako se vodje vedejo, kako voditelji razmišljajo in pa navade. Navade, ki jih zaposleni opazujejo pri svojih nadrejenih. To je tisto, kar najbolj motivira za spremembe v organizacijah. Podobno kot v družini. To, kar otroci vidijo, da delata tata in mama, to bodo pa snemali. Vi lahko govorite, kar hočete, če tega ne boste delali, vam otrok ne bo verjel. Podobno je v organizacijah. Če imamo mi neke vrednote in vodstveni kader ne sledi, jih zaposleni ne bodo upoštevali. Pomembne so torej navade in pa medosebni odnosi. Klima v organizaciji. To je to, kar dejansko spreminja.
Hvala za to sporočilo. Upam, da se je marsikoga dotaknilo. S tem bi v bistvu počasi zaključili ta naš del. Z vami so se dogovorili, da bomo v naslednjem letu še sodelovali, ker nam je zanimiv ta res močan pogled z vašega vidika in gotovo nam lahko zelo pomagate. Kakšen bi bil pa vaš zadnji sporočilo našim udeležencem, ki ga ponesajo sabo kot zeleni voditelji?
Ja, jaz bi se vam najprej rada zelo zahvalila za možnost, da sem lahko bila tukaj, da sem lahko te stvari delila z vami. To jaz doživljam kot en moj majhen doprinos v mozaiku izboljšanja sveta. Bi vas pa rada pustila za eno sliko. Moj 3-letnik, 3,5-letni Julijan, si umiva zobke in pravi: mami, morava zapreti vodo, ko dajeva pasto na ščetko, veš, vodica je dragocena. In ko moj 11-letni Jan reče: mami, veš kaj, jaz ne rabim novih superg, mi jih boš kupila, ko bodo moje stare ponošene. takrat si mislim, ja, svet gre v pravo smer. Tako da jaz zelo verjamem v mlade generacije in vi nas, ki smo modeli za te generacije. Hvala za pozornost.
Hvala, dr. Tjaša. Naš naslednji sogovornik je dr. René Schmidpeter, direktor Centra za Center for Advanced Sustainability, generalni sekretar Svetovnega inštituta za trajnost in etiko v rastočih gospodarstvih. Je tudi generalni direktor podjetja M3X v GmbH. Njegove raziskave in poučevanje se osredotočajo predvsem na teme družbene odgovornosti v podjetjih, kot inovativnega pristopa upravljanja, družbene odgovornosti gospodarskih družb in mednarodne perspektive trajnostnega upravljanja. Na teh področjih svetuje tudi organizacijam in podjetjem. Z dr. Schmidpetrom sodelujemo že 1 leto, sodeloval je že na lanskem našem forumu na Bledu in veseli nas, da smo našli več aktivnosti in se veselimo sodelovanja tudi v prihodnje. Predavanje bo pa v angleščini. René, kindly welcome to be with us today.
Okay, thank you very much. Do we have a pointer? Perfect, thank you. This was a quite impressive change of perspective you just realized and experienced. I also have an example about different perspectives. I live in Austria in the mountains, not so far from here, but I work in Cologne. And whenever I go from Austria to Cologne, in the first moment it feels strange. People are very busy, very open-minded, very liberal, and it takes me always 1-2 days to adapt. And then I feel quite normal. And then when I come back to the Alps, everything is very quiet and very sustainable. Everything is moving very slowly, and I also feel strange. And it takes me another 1-2 days to adapt. So this brings you always, or me at least, out of the comfort zone. And also shows that all what we discuss also in sustainability is somehow related to which kind of perspective we take. And I think this was a very also personal example how it is, whether you see, if you don't see, but at the same time you adapt to things and you feel it as normal after a while. But why do we even talk about sustainability? And probably in your country, as in my country, sustainability is becoming the overall topic. You cannot watch any television show, any political discussion, not hearing somebody using the buzzword of sustainability. Why is that? I brought you a figure. Who can pronounce this figure? It's always a test whether our bankers are with us from the banking industry, because they sometimes cannot pronounce the right name of this figure. 7 billion, very good. So you're not a banker, or you're from the banking industry. It's a quite impressive number, we can agree. So what could that be, 7 billion? How does it relate to anything of your banking account or the population in the world? Yeah, so I used the number, I think 2 years ago, and now I should already put 8 billion on there. And I just have books from 2000, there was 6 billion. So you can see we are now over 7, approaching 8 billion. And within the next century, we might have 10, 12 billion. And that's quite impressive. Yeah? It's all within only 100 years. And you can see it on this graph. It's the last 4,000 or 5,000 years. Most of the time, how many people lived on the planet? You can see it here, east and west, together 500 million. So over the most time of the history of human mankind, we had 500 million people here on this planet. And only the last 200 years, you can see it's going up very steeply. What happened? Yeah? What do you think happened in this interesting time of the 18th century? Medicine, it came a little bit later, but that was prolonging life, which is good. What else? Industrial revolution, I heard it. Yeah? So that we learned to use steel, coal, and energy. But before this, we had an agricultural revolution. Yeah? What happened there? We learned how to much more efficiently use our land to provide food for the society. Yeah? Because all the time in history, everyone has to work the whole day just to get enough food for his and her family. But then we were using fertilizer, better land technology, and this was then one person could roughly produce food for 10, 100 people. That also meant 9 and 90 people went out of farming. Yeah? And that's pretty much similar what we are experiencing right now with digitalization. Yeah? A lot of people say we will lose a lot of jobs, but that happened also here. But the good thing about it, those people did different things, and they basically were then starting the Industrial Revolution. And I think this is very important because if you talk about sustainability, some people quote philosophers, Greek philosophers or other very important people, but they never had this problem because we could not, as mankind, change the planet. Yeah? We could, of course, spoil the sea a little bit and maybe do some smoke, but we could never really change as a human population, really destroy the planet. And now the natural scientists, already for a couple of decades, but now they come up more and more warningly, tell us that there are serious issues with our planetary boundaries. Yeah? And what are the main, you are all in the field of energy, what would you say, what's the most pressing challenge we have right now? Don't look, maybe you can just say it. Global warming, climate change. You can see we already above our planetary boundaries, so within the next 10, 20, 30, 50 years, 100 years, this will change and this will cause severe problems. But we even have bigger problems with the nitrogen circle. That means the fertilizer we use is overusing our land and our sea. That means basically that at a certain time in history, maybe in the next 10, 20 years, we won't have enough land and food anymore. Yeah, that will be a big problem for our world population to feed them. And even more is biodiversity loss. That's the biggest problem. As you remember, when you were driving a car 10 years ago, 20 years ago, you had a lot of insects on your windshield. Now you don't have to clean your car anymore. That's the advantage. The bad thing is those insects are not here anymore. Yeah? And when I was a child, I can remember I was collecting the bugs, the May and June bugs. I'm not sure whether you had them in Slovenia. Hundreds, thousands of bugs. And suddenly they were not coming again. And I asked my parents, what's happened with the bugs? I was waiting for them. And they said, oh, that's a 4-year circle. So it only every 4 years they are coming. But did they come again? At least not in Germany. So we don't have them anymore. And this shows that this biodiversity loss becomes a major problem because, as Einstein said, if the last bee dies, humankind will have 4 years. Yeah? And we don't know exactly what this severe loss of biodiversity means to our whole food chain. Yeah? And on Bavaria, we lost the last 10 years 50% of our species. Yeah? So this is the next big thing also to talk about more, how to prevent biodiversity loss. And then, of course, you have an overall topic with not only 10 billion people, you will also have, in the next 10 years, 50 billion things, which are also connected like human people. They communicate, yeah? The door will communicate it with your wallet, with your camera, with your glass, with your computer. And this, of course, will speed up things, yeah? As the more people are interacting on a global economic level, the more innovation we have, but at the same time now we also start communicating with things. And this will, of course, lead to new business models. And this is, I think, also not realized yet how much change there will be. I just brought some examples like 3D printing. It will completely change the supply chain. Then, of course, this is maybe also an example from the energy sector. You are, rather than selling heat, you will start to sell the service of heating or make a comfortable room climate. A friend of mine, he is in this business, and he changed the whole industry because the clients are not buying oil anymore. They just say, I want to have a comfortable room. And how much is a flat rate for the monthly fee to provide it? Digital platforms, so we can also as consumers more and more use digital platforms. This is an example from a small and medium-sized enterprise. Of course, it's very expensive, but when he is not using it, he will give it to the public, and through the internet you can start producing your own things, and of course he gets all the data, and if you produce or create something really nice new product, then he can go to the mass market as well. Here, this is also an example, the windshield I was talking about. It's a Ford. Why do you think I brought this as a big data example? What could we do with this data I get or collect from the windshield? Weather data, so probably Ford in the United States now, with all the data they get from the from the windshields, they can better predict where it's raining and where it's not raining. And that's exactly that the former different business sectors are not valid anymore. For automotive company suddenly becomes a weather company. And that's also what the German companies are very afraid of, that Google or Amazon just provides the car for free to get the data. And then, of course, you cannot compete on a price level against those new business models. And this is from students in Passau who did this. They found out that there's no good muesli, we call it, cornflakes or whatever, on the market. And so it's mainly sugar and it's not healthy. So they started a small company, and now you can get it in even every supermarket in Germany. You can mix your own muesli, your own breakfast. And they are quite successful, and this is also only possible through those new business models. And then the last thing, and then I come to the more sustainability perspective, but I think we need to have a clear understanding about this. Artificial intelligence. I talk also a lot to the AI experts, especially in the automotive sector. We have the discussion, when will be the first autonomous car coming on our streets? And the problem with AI is, I think there are three possibilities. Either we feed AI with our algorithms, which brought us to the extinction of the planet, then it will just speed up. Then the computers will destroy the planet just faster than we can do, because they are much faster processing everything if they use the old algorithms we are using. If the computers are really smarter than us, so that means coming up with new intelligence, new algorithms, and they actually do, I can show you, because, for example, in the banking industry, they found out that companies who are sustainable make more profit. So we as humans are still not really believing this, some of them at least, but the computer is pretty clear about this with the big data, that if a company is highly performing in ESG measures, it's also more profitable. There's no contradiction. So if the computer tells us, so we rather can believe him, or it, the computer, then we can start collaborating with the artificial intelligence. Or we can still resist and say, oh, the computer, he is only a computer, so I see it differently. Then we can get into a conflict. And then the question will be whether the computer sometime decide, oh, we could really manage the whole planet very easily. And some people already say, give the power to the computers. I know them. I feel a little bit strange as well. But they say, just give the power to the computer and they solve everything. But then if the humans are in the way of the computers, they might decide to get rid of the humans. And the best scenario really is to work together. So I think this will be a crucial thing, and the artificial intelligence should be in the market and in our society by 2025 to 2030. So we have now 5 years to discuss how sustainability and digitalization work together. If we don't get this right, this could be also a big problem. Why? Because we now have 5 to 10 years, I would say, to decide how our planet will look like in the next 50 years. Politicians, they work closely together on a global level. We have Paris, where we have the climate action. We have also SDGs, you probably know, Sustainable Development Goals. So it's much more than only about CO2 emissions. It's also about providing good health, education, zero hunger, poverty, gender equality. So we have also social and also other economic issues which are more and more seen as relevant for sustainability. I come later and explain how the European Union will foster this. But we still have this kind of old thinking. Yeah, the old thinking mainly is, okay, I would be sustainable and I would care about social issues, but we need to make profit. Yeah, it's not somehow compatible. Yeah, so if I had enough money, I would do it, but the competitors are there, and there's kind of a trade-off thinking. And I think the first really thing we need to change is in our brain, yeah, to get this new perspective on sustainability. It's kind of a new mindset for sustainability. It's really a change of perspective. I brought here one of those nice German cars. You can see, what is this? It's a tire, and the yellow part of it, the brake. Who of you have a car? Even if you talk about sustainability, for German it's always okay to have a car, even if it's a nice and a fast car, it's no problem. Does your car have a brake? A brake? Does your car have a brake? Is it all, no car, no brake?
My car has a brake. Yeah.
It has a brake, okay. Why does it have a brake? To stop, okay, to stop. Okay, good answer, yeah. You never use it, so you didn't really know. Your car also has a brake? Why? To stop, okay. That's linear functional thinking. So,
I would say to control speed.
to control the speed, that's already a little bit more abstract. So it's not only to stop, but to control the speed. So, but the function, if you put your leg on the brake, it slows down. So we would all agree on this. But the first guy who built a car was a German engineer. Why did he build a? Why did he build a car anyway? Why do you need a car for? To go from A to B and faster than to walk. So why do you build in a car? You want to go faster, a brake. Because from a systemic perspective, you go faster with a car with brake than without brake. Imagine your car without a brake and you need to go to Maribor or Vienna today. Would you go fast or slow without brake? Very slow, yeah. And that's why, from a systemic perspective, the question why a car has a brake, the right answer is to control the speed, goes to the right direction, but to go faster. That's also why Ferdinand Porsche always said, okay, a racing car needs to have a strong engine, but the most important thing is we need to have the best brakes, because if we have the best brakes, we can outmaneuver the others in the corner. And that's how we need to see in the future sustainability, how we need to teach sustainability, even in school. Not as a conflict, say, oh, you need to sacrifice profit, and yeah, you can be sustainable, but then you are poor. We have to say, okay, it's like the brake in a car. We need to integrate sustainability, social, environmental issues to go faster, which means to become more competitive. And this example, I take some more time because it's so important, was how we in Germany built after the war the German social market economy. We had a big political discussion, similar to what's now going on with sustainability, where they asked, should we provide social security to the people, a more socialist system, because the people were really poor, or should we have a complete open financial market like in the United States? And then Ludwig Erhard, our first chancellor, he said, we don't need this either or. We do both. We invent a social market economy where we use social security to make our companies more profitable, and at the same time, with this high profitability, we will pay the social security. And that's basically how we need to reframe sustainability and get rid of this old trade-off thinking. Yeah? And I also sometimes realize that I fall back in this discussion. We should not have this discussion anymore. It's not about trade-offs, it's really about finding the sustainability sweet spot. And there's an Austrian economist, he is called Schmidpeter. He is not mainstream, but more and more people start now reading him, because what he was saying is, what is actually the role of a business in society? It is to bring together the interest of the entrepreneur, which is to make a profit, to develop an idea, with the interest of society. And only if he gets this right, if he integrates societal, sustainable thinking to the interest of the organization, you come up with new processes, markets, products, business models, and management systems. So he was explaining innovation through combining the interests of stakeholders and society. And he was basically the creator of innovation theory in management. At this time, he was not so much aware about sustainability. But it's another example that we have everything, unfortunately not in the mainstream economics. Yeah? He was a little bit kind of an outsider because he was taking all the best ideas from everywhere and putting it together to our own theory, which is not so well received in academia. You should stick to only one theory, but he was trying to combine it. And this leads us that sustainability becomes now the biggest driver for innovation, at least from the perspective of Schmidpeter. And at the same time, in order to be innovative, you need to have the brake, because if you innovate now to the wrong direction, as I showed you with artificial intelligence, this might cause big social and environmental problems. And 5 years ago, I went to a lot of technological congresses, and nobody was talking about sustainability. Everyone say, oh, technology will solve all the problems. And now they change over their minds. They say, of course, technology will change a lot and will help us to implement sustainability, but we also need to have an ethics, a kind of a sustainable mind in order to decide which kind of technologies we develop. And I try to make it simple to say, okay, there are not responsible, but technical not possible technologies like cloning. This we should monitor. Yeah? It's not possible, but it would be also not responsible, at least from our ethical perspective right now. Then there are things which are not responsible, but technically possible, nuclear bombs. There we need political solutions, yeah, and we developed political solutions. Unfortunately, those political solutions we developed 50 years ago are now falling apart because some countries decide to get out of those contracts. Then we have ideas which are responsible and already technically possible, like electric cars. Yeah? They seem to be more energy efficient, and of course there are still some challenges, but it's technically possible to have electric cars. Maybe it's not electric cars, it might be hydrogen cars. We will discuss. That's a technical discussion, but at least society would like to have a different alternative solution for mobility. It will be technically possible and it's responsible. But we still have a lot of things which are responsible, technically not possible, like water, clean water. Yeah? For in India, we still are not able to produce enough clean water for the Indians. There we would have to have much better technology to clarify water and so on. And this is actually where companies can do a lot. They can scale the new models, but which is even more, I think, interesting is to find new solutions to the SDGs. And that's how you can bridge the political idea of SDGs with a more micro perspective of companies. And this is also now very much fostered by politicians, at least those politicians I'm talking to. I say, okay, on the one side, it's good that the politicians have agreed on something and tell us what is good to do. That's basically the ethical sustainability framework. But at the same time, they cannot do without business entrepreneurs who actually generate the innovation. Yeah? And you can see that the map all over the world, we will get more and more regulation. And this brings me now to a very important thing which just happened last year. The new financial regulations which will come now from the European Union. You can see 2018, most of the laws were not related to investors. It was mainly related to industry. We were telling the industry how much CO2 you are allowed to emit, how much environmental protection you need to have, and so on. And within 1 year, this changed. From now on, we have 80% of all the environmental legislation not covering the industries anymore, but the investors. Why? Because they learned, the banks learned, and this is an example from UBS, they learned that the biggest leverage we have as politicians is to tell the investors how to invest the money. And this will, of course, affect directly the industry and the companies. And you can see they now started a non-financial reporting directive where investors have to declare the money they invest, how it affects the climate. They are right now also on a taxonomy, so there will be a tax on CO2. And this will, of course, change all the capital flows. And that will be the idea now, to directly intervene in the capital flows of the European Union. And not only stop at the borders, but also through the tariff system, if China and others send or import products to Europe, have to apply to the same laws and pay taxes, tariffs, and so on. This is the biggest example now how the European Union will try to become the most sustainable economy in the world. Yeah? And we still believe that we are a big a big market, and we still have the power to enforce this. Yeah? And if you have heard von der Leyen, she was mainly addressing those issues. It was just a little bit postponed because it took a little longer to get the new European Commissioner. So it should have been already happened this year, so it will happen the next 2, 3, 4 months. And there's a strong political discussion now. Germany and France is still arguing whether nuclear power is sustainable or not. That's, I think, the biggest issue. They will find a solution for this. And then the investors and the banks have to completely change how they invest their money. So this is the political pressure. And it just came about last year. So all the bankers tell me we were a little bit surprised. Yeah? We didn't think that it's going so fast. Yeah? So we were behind, but now we put all our energy to get this right. But before this even, and that's what I was telling you, Harvard Business School did a study, and they said, okay, there are 4 different kind of companies. One of which is a kind of a coal electricity plant. And if you put, as an investor, your money into those kind of business models, which don't obviously care about sustainability or any environmental issues, you get 3% less as the risk would be necessary to pay you. Yeah? So basically the alpha is a risk-adjusted return. So your return as an investor is 3% too little compared to the risk you take. And that's why now the big German insurance companies like Allianz, Münchner Rück are getting out of those kind of investment in coal and oil. Not, I don't know, I'm not sure whether they want to save the world, but they realize as an investor, why should I get to those dirty industries if I don't cover my risk? Yeah? Then 80% of the companies are like this. Basically also a lot of your companies, and that's quite normal. Okay, we are having our usual business model, we have our value chain, and we green us a little bit. Yeah, to have a CSR report, have maybe some solar panels on it, maybe some fair trade coffee, whatever, make a nice report and say, okay, we are green. If you see those companies, you see that as an investor, you make average return, which is normal because 80% of the companies are like this. So if I give my money to the market, I get the alpha, the risk-adjusted return, a little bit higher because I don't invest here, so it's a little bit higher than investing in all 4. Now it's getting interesting. Then there's those kind of greenish companies, mostly startups, young people who really say, we are going to save the world, they come with a bicycle, try to make everything sustainable. Sometimes it feels strange to go there because I'm not like this maybe, yeah, so I thought maybe I'm not the right customer for them. But if you talk to them and they tell you, yeah, we have really here good ideas to save the planet, how to produce CO2 neutral and have no child labor and so on. And then you ask them, are you making money? And they say, oh, we don't do it for the money, we want to have an alternative economy. But you find out they make good money. Yeah? And also the studies show, compared to the risks they take, they have 2% annual more return than another business. Yeah? So my question always is, whether you started now a bakery in Ljubljana, would that be an alternative biological one or a regular one? Or just you would start a green bakery. even if you don't want to save the world, because it's less risk you take, because you have a better business model, and you get, of course, a higher return compared to the risk you take. And then the interesting thing now is that they also looked at companies who are not greenish. So they might not have fair trade coffee. Maybe the board of directors still drive big cars, which might be not so sustainable. But what they try is to change their business model. Yeah? Try to get out of certain materials, try to make it more eco-efficient, try to also develop new products that help the customers to become more sustainable. So really focus in business terms of sustainability, even if they drink at home still standard coffee or red wine or whatever. So not ideological, but really to take a business opportunity out of sustainability. And you can see that 5 to 10% of the companies are like this, even big German DAX companies, and they make 6% more return compared to the risk you take as an investor. And that's, of course, very, very interesting. So even without any political regulation, the investors are looking for those kind of companies, those. So they will try to avoid those companies. Okay, they are average, but they, of course, try to move in the startup scene more to this. But actually, most interesting are the regular companies are really transforming their core business models. And the German car industry is now exactly there, how to get from here to here. Yeah? They had all nice sustainability and solar panels on the roof and everything, but in their core, they are not producing sustainable cars. Now they have to do it, so they have to come from here to here, the sustainable business transformation. So why, and the investors are reacting. So I think Union Investment, a big financial company, they want to get 100% of their investment in those two categories. Most of them are up to 15%, 10 to 15% of the money now goes to those kind of companies. Why not more? Because I, as an investor, would give all my money here. Why not more? No, that's risk adjusted. I make, compared to the risk, more money. Because there's not enough investment opportunities. So we don't have a demand problem. Companies always say, oh, the customer doesn't want to buy our sustainable products. That's not true. We have a supply problem. Yeah? We have not enough entrepreneurs, companies who are willing to transfer their business model and really become sustainable in the core. Some don't know how to do it. Some do it because they still have the trade-off thinking. There's many reasons for this. But for Europe, it will be the only opportunity, challenge we have. Because we lost social media, we lost nanotechnology, biotechnology. In the last big global market of the future, which will be so still available, unchallenged, I would say, but it's more and more challenged now by the Asians. They come now and see it. If I give the same presentation in China, they say, oh, this is exactly what we want to do. Yeah, please tell us more. Is the green tech, yeah, and the sustainable economic thinking. And we in Europe really could go this. So I think this is very much approved. I can show you hundreds of other studies, yeah, from Oxford, Cambridge. 80% of all studies show that there's a positive influence of sustainability to the profit. 90% of all studies show that there's a correlation, and they also not only show there's a correlation, but also how this impact works. Yeah? So if I give good money to my employees, they are friendlier to the customer. This means the customer is more satisfied. This means the customer buys more. There's all the proof we have. And this brings us to the conclusion. Yeah? And that's what I'm working on now for 6 years. We need to integrate sustainability into regular business management education. Yeah? So we don't need sustainability management anymore. Doesn't make sense to manage sustainability. What we need is sustainable management. So everything we do from HR, controlling, marketing, finance, reporting, stakeholder, brand management, leadership needs to be done in an integrated, systemic way where we see sustainability not as a break, but as the way how to move faster. Yeah? And this also leads to a different thinking with Porter. This is Michael Porter. So Michael Porter was saying, okay, the best way for a company to get to a unique selling proposition is through diversity or diverting yourself in product, marketing, and sales. But this becomes more and more difficult because production will be done by robots, computers, marketing will be done by marketing algorithms. You think about Alibaba, Amazon, and so on. So it's very difficult to be different. And Porter always said leadership, compliance, product development, and controlling are only secondary functions of a company. So that's something everyone does the same way. And this will change. So I think production, marketing, sales will become kind of doing everyone the same way. But how you can differentiate your company is your leadership style, how you do your controlling system, how you control your company, how you focus in your research and development, how you develop your personnel, your human resources. And this is changing the whole idea. And that's what I'm also doing now with companies in Germany. We are getting away from the financial controlling system towards a sustainable controlling system, without euro and dollars. So we define what does sustainability mean from inside out, not told by anyone else. What for you as top managers does sustainability mean? And then we put it into one sustainability figure. It's an algorithm. And according to this algorithm, the CEO and the directors of board are steering their company to the future. And what we found out that this one control figure, number, key performance indicator, runs in front of profit, which is very good for the directors because they say, okay, if we focus on sustainable management, the profit comes afterwards automatically. And of course, sustainability is not only about avoiding negative impact. There's this example with the carpet. So this carpet has maybe some poison in it, so a little bit of chemistry. Let's reduce the chemistry by 50%. 50% less poison in that carpet. Would you buy it as a customer? No, it doesn't make sense. So I don't want to have a carpet which is poisoned at all. I want to have a carpet which is cleaning the air. And 5 years ago, I was giving a similar speech at the German car industry, and I was saying, why do you always think about reducing the poison or in the emissions of your car? Why do you not start thinking about building a car which is cleaning the air? And everyone was laughing at this time, because he said, that is crazy. And what happened? In Korea, a brand starts now to think this direction, and they will come up with cars who are cleaning the air. That would be the solution, because if you go through the city, you take the air, and the air which, of course, you have some air pollution from the car, but it's less than the filter you built into your car, though the air which comes out at the back is cleaner than the air you get in the front. And also, you probably remember from the real estate, in China they are now starting building skyscrapers this way, where they clean the air which is surrounding. So they think in a positive way of sustainability, not in a negative anywhere. And we always think about avoiding, reducing, sacrificing, and of course this is not the way how we should talk about sustainability, because how can you sell something which is hurting? And that's basically the last slide, and then we get to the discussion, I think. The difference between sustainable management and traditional management. Traditional management mainly focus on efficiency. So you have a certain output, of course you will increase your output, more cars, more turnover, more profit, and at the same time decrease your input, less costs. And if you say 5% more output, 3% less input, makes 2% more profit or return on investment next year. It's very much about efficiency, and that's where we are very good. Also in Germany, and I think also Slovenia, we are very good in thinking how to do things efficiently. And this is good if there's no transformation process, because we just do the things which work in a better way. But if we really are now getting into a transformation of our societies, it's not about efficiency anymore, it's more about effectiveness. So we have to think about what is my impact as a company to the society, why I even exist. Now the CEOs, even in the United States, 181 said, The company, the most important thing is its purpose. Why does the company exist? Why does anyone need your company? And then you say, okay, as a car manufacturer, I exist because I want to provide mobility in a way which is inclusive, so everyone can afford it, but also CO2 neutral and maybe autonomous. That's basically the impact I want to make to society so that we really have a sustainable mobility system in our society. For this, of course, we need a different outcome. We need new systems. We need car sharing, for example, yeah? And electrum, because I saw some people nodding with electric cars, I don't think it's a solution. It doesn't make sense to just now get rid of 10 million diesel cars and build 10 million new electric cars because we don't have the resources. What we really should do is to use the infrastructure in the cars we have and, for example, start thinking about e-fuels, yeah, so that we can generate CO2 neutral fuel and put it in the cars which are already existing, and that's use them CO2 neutral. Or to share it. Yeah? If you share the cars, you need only a tenth of the number. So we would have enough cars for everyone if we just would share it or not take it as our personal possession. So there's a lot of things where we need to change our mobility systems, but this, of course, leads to a completely different output. Yeah? That's where I'm, as a car manufacturer, and BMW did it at a certain extent to say, okay, why instead, or additional to producing cars, building a car sharing platform. And maybe in the future we can earn our money by providing a digital platform for car sharing rather than building cars. Yeah? And those ideas you only get if you really think from the impact and from your purpose. And then, of course, the last step is, as in traditional management, to make it as efficient as possible. But efficiency without effectiveness is useless. It just means to do the wrong things very right, which makes this even worse. Yeah? So sometimes it's then better not to be efficient if you do the wrong things. What we really need to do is the right things, and also in a right and efficient way. And we have the slogan, thinking the present from the future. So stop thinking how to prolong the past, but really think, how should the future look like? There the SDGs and everything what we discussed are having a good vision, a good picture, but what does it now mean for you as a company? What is the impact you will make for making this future happen? And then discuss what kind of outcome, and therefore we need networks. Yeah? You need to join alliances like this. This is a really good alliance to discuss the outcome. And then, of course, every company on her or his own needs to discuss what kind of output they want to provide for the future to make this change happen. And yeah, so there's a lot of change as seen, but I think really, and that's why I also think we had this first speaker very good, it starts with a new mindset, yeah, because with the old mindset you cannot get this, and I talk to a lot of top managers. They seem to understand it, and they also say, okay, this is how we should provide the future, and we should go ahead. The problem is now all the middle managers, yeah, because they, of course, say, 30 years of my life I was quite successful in becoming more and more efficient. Why should I now do everything differently? Why should I change my systems, my controlling systems, and so on? So there is also a big now need for education, I would say, yeah? To really educate people, to help them to take the fear and say, it's not completely destroying our system, so don't be afraid of this. It's just to giving it a new direction. Yeah? And the direction, of course, we need to agree also as a society. And therefore the social discussion now, or political discussion on sustainability is becoming key. And I'm a little bit concerned because more and more people now are taking opposite positions. Yeah, I'm not sure whether you have Friday for Future who said, okay, sustainability is most important and forget about profitability. And the others now say, and they just started now in Germany, the anti-Friday for Future section who says, no, sustainability, forget about sustainability, it's all about making profit and get a good job. And this is this old trade-off thinking. So if we get this trade-off thinking now to our society, we will get a political divided society, And I think this is the last bridge we have to really discuss sustainability from a business perspective and show that profitability and sustainability goes together. And fortunately, there are some politicians being in this way and now very much moving towards this and also implementing European regulation. And Slovenia could become, hopefully, if you have this discussion, a leading country to show it as an example that it works. Thank you very much. I hope I was not too long. Okay.
Thank you, Mr. Schmidpeter, for your point of view. We have to change the mindset, and we have to see the climate crisis not as a crisis, but as a revolution. First we had agricultural revolution, then industrial, digital, but this climate revolution is really, I think, one of most important now for us. And as you mentioned, there are really the most amount of money in this revolution as it was in any other, and we have to use it ethically and wise.
So we need 180 billion euros every year for this transformation.
Yes,
a big market,
180
only within
billion.
Europe.
Yes, so it's a potential. And thank you, we are glad that you are still with us now in the workshop and afterwards. Tako da vsi vabljeni, da kontaktirate z njim, da se povežete, tudi mi v CER-u bomo z dr. Schmidpeterom sodelovali še naprej.